My name is Lena Park, and I've spent the last 3 years being deliberately underestimated at one of Seattle's most prestigious tech firms. That's exactly how I wanted it. Until today. I straightened my simple gray blazer, watching Vincent Caldwell, the CEO of Titan Innovations, parade around the conference room like a peacock, showing off its feathers. He was in the middle of his favorite activity, taking credit for other people's work, specifically my work. As you can see, Mr. Donovan, Vincent gestured to the complex technical diagrams on the screen. Our AI-driven security protocols are absolutely revolutionary. We've spent years developing this technology in-house. Elliot Donovan, CEO of Hyperion Systems, and potentially our biggest client ever, nodded thoughtfully. His company was willing to pay $50 million for our security system if it was as good as Vincent claimed. I sat quietly in the corner, taking notes like a good secretary should. My tablet screen showed meeting minutes, but below that ran a different program, one that monitored every technical claim Vincent made. The list of lies was growing. "Impressive," Elliot said. "And who led the development team on this?" Vincent barely hesitated. "That would be Lucas Caldwell," he said smoothly, nodding to his nephew, who sat smugly at his right hand. "He's our Chief Technology Officer." I bit back a smile. Lucas Caldwell, who couldn't code his way out of a paper bag, had been appointed CTO 6 months ago. His main qualification, being Vincent's nephew, his main contribution to the company, taking credit for my innovations while relegating me to the role of executive assistant. "Interesting," Elliot mused, his gaze lingering on me for a moment longer than necessary. "And you're confident in the system's ability to adapt to quantum computing threats?" "Absolutely!" Lucas jumped in, eager to impress. "Our neural networks use advanced algorithms to—" I watched him dig his own grave as he spouted buzzwords he clearly didn't understand. 3 years of careful planning were about to pay off, all because of men's eagerness to believe in their own superiority. My journey at Titan Innovations hadn't started as some grand scheme. I joined the company fresh from Stanford, armed with a double doctorate in computer science and quantum physics, which I completed by age 26. But Vincent Caldwell had taken one look at my resume and decided I didn't fit his image of a tech genius. Too young, too female, too— everything that didn't match his outdated worldview. "We'll find something more suitable for your skills," he had said, sliding my resume aside without really reading it. "We need an executive assistant who understands enough tech to keep up with conversations." Most women would have walked out. Many had. But I saw an opportunity. In a company so focused on appearances, no one would suspect the quiet secretary taking notes in the corner. No one would think twice about giving me access to every system, every meeting, every secret. After all, I was just a secretary. So I played the role. I wore muted colors, spoke softly, and kept my head down. During the day, I filed reports, scheduled meetings, and brought coffee. At night, I built the next generation of cybersecurity technology, right under their noses. The men at Titan Innovations had a habit of leaving their computers unlocked around me. Why not? I was harmless, invisible. When I installed my monitoring software on their systems, they assumed it was a standard company update. When I accessed their files late at night, they never questioned why an assistant's credentials had such deep access. I patented my innovations quietly under a separate company I'd established. Titan Innovations had no claim to them. My contract as an executive assistant didn't include any intellectual property clauses. Why would it? No one expected the secretary to invent anything. Perhaps Elliot interrupted Lucas's technical word salad. "Your assistant," he said, his voice deceptively casual, "could pull up the test results from the quantum resistance trials." My heart skipped a beat. Elliot's tone was too knowing. I pulled up the files, watching Lucas's face pale slightly. We both knew those tests didn't exist because the system he claimed to have built couldn't handle quantum computing threats. But the system I had built could. "Actually," Elliot continued, his eyes fixed on me, "Miss Park, I believe you're being rather modest about your role here." The room fell silent. Vincent's head snapped toward me, confusion written across his face. Lucas's smug smile froze into a grimace. "I don't understand," Vincent said carefully. "Lena is our executive assistant. She handles administrative duties." Elliot pulled out his tablet, a slight smile playing at his lips. "Is that so?" He tapped the screen. "Then perhaps you could explain why she holds 3 patents fundamental to the technology you're trying to sell me." And just like that, 3 years of careful planning culminated in this perfect moment. Vincent's face turned an interesting shade of purple, while Lucas looked like he might faint. "This is obviously some mistake," Vincent stammered. But Elliot was already pulling up documents on the main screen. "Patent number 10,459,987, Elliot read aloud. "Neural network architecture for quantum-resistant cybersecurity systems. Inventor, Lena Park. Patent filed 3 months ago." He looked around the room. "Shall I continue with the other 2 patents? Or should we discuss why Titan Innovations is attempting to sell me technology it doesn't actually own?" The next few moments would change everything. Before Vincent could sputter out another denial, before Lucas could concoct another lie, my tablet chimed with an incoming email. The sound cut through the tension like a knife, drawing everyone's attention. I glanced at the screen, allowing myself a small smile. Perfect timing. "Mr. Caldwell," I said, my voice clear and confident for the first time in 3 years. "I believe the SEC just received some very interesting documentation about Titan Innovations' business practices. Would you like me to pull that up on the main screen as well?"